hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going bigger. Postmates how I deliver. My game too cold, made it shiver, but I'm still a hot boy. Cool it down, let it simmer. Hey, see him mad, got him bitter. Can't stop the shine with a dimmer. Only what I give her, and she let her call me baby, but I do not need a sitter. See me dip, yeah, I'm saucing. People at the bank see me often. Let the money run, it's a faucet. She gave me the that's a boss it. Took over the game, now we all in. I was down in the chips, then went all in. Throwing up the gang, ain't no bombing. Make my mama stop working, that's the promise. Going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm P-P-P-Lo, time to bring the bass bird.
Hey everybody, it's the coach.
From the oldest capital city in the Americas, founded in 1325, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Mexico City. Tonight, it's another installment of the International Series, and we've got a good one on tap between the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Tackle made there by Frank Clark. Well, one of the big questions in the lead up to Super Bowl 54, the health of Tevin Coleman. We saw him go down fairly early in that NFC Championship game against Green Bay, and you thought, oh boy, that doesn't look good. Separated shoulder, pop back into place, and he wants to give it a go. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Kendrick Bourne, 39 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that was part of their script, because so many teams script their opening possessions, and whether it's just that possession or even deeper into the half, sometimes it's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there where they call a shot play. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They go play fake. Mahomes trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. We thought this defense would be opportunistic, and they were. Here, you're already up. Now you got a 2-touchdown lead. I tell you, going out there on defense, did they have a little bit of extra momentum with a score already on the board?
Oh, without a doubt. That already felt good to them. They took it and used it and obviously put up another one. But here's the thing now. Some defense coordinators might want to pull their guys back a little bit because they don't want them to make mistakes because they're too overamped. Others say, I've got 2-touchdown lead. Go get them, guys. They'll be even more aggressive.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Kansas City getting the football back here. This is a team ranked 6th overall in the NFL in offense. They were 5th in passing, but just 23rd in rushing. And we talked about Mahomes earlier, but how much do you think they need to run the ball to be effective in the Super Bowl?
Just enough to keep San Francisco's attention. Get those sprinter stances out of those defensive ends and defensive tackles on every snap. And they'll do it with Damian Williams, their running back, but they also will include their wide receivers. Tyreek Hill, they'll do jet sweeps and maybe some option pitches. Don't forget McCole Hardman, he'll run the ball as well. And Travis Kelce, a lot of times it won't be a running play, it'll be a pass in the statistics, but be that little shovel pass behind the line of scrimmage. Do those things, keep San Francisco's attention, and then at the end of the day, you rely on number 15 throwing the football downfield.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Pretty solid coverage there by the All-Pro Richard Sherman, able to get a hand in. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Mahomes going to throw, and it's complete to Kelce. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And this shot downfield on second down is brought in. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 26. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Now a first down carry, it's Williams. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. From the 17, Mahomes. That one complete to Hill. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a first and goal. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on first and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
Throwing on second and long. Mahomes into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. He's at the 50. The 30. 10. And into the end zone. A pick six for the 49er D as they score the touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. Gold to add the extra point. And it is now 21-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Patrick Mahomes on his way out for their next drive. He and his team, they have had a rough go of it here in this first half. Maybe time for him to put his foot down here in the second quarter.
Put his foot down and become a little more accurate throwing the football. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. He's trying to find a way to equal things out. And instead of it going to the opponents, get it to his own receivers and find the end zone.
Yeah, you mentioned those 2 picks. No touchdown passes yet either. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Mahomes gets this one to Hill. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. Now it's Mahomes again. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 19.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Here's Mahomes to throw, and nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Pretty solid coverage there by the All-Pro Richard Sherman, able to get a hand in.
We got 4.
Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. Well, partner, let's talk Super Bowl. We have to. Before the year, by the way, we made predictions for the Super Bowl. You got one of the teams right. You had Kansas City and New Orleans, but you had the Saints winning. I also had the Saints there, but losing to New England. Well, now we get a chance to rectify things. So who's going to win the big game, partner?
Well, I think San Francisco wins 35-34. MVP, usually a quarterback. But in this case, we're going to have an upset. Middle linebacker Fred Warner is going to have 13 tackles and an interception return for a touchdown and be the upset MVP winner over Jimmy Garoppolo, because in the Super Bowl, if the quarterback does anything, he wins the award. But
that's caught at the 25. A big play there just before halftime, and even 40 yards.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. There's Garoppolo to throw. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against the zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Deebo Samuel was the intended receiver, but now it's 3rd down. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. That's going to be caught. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Jimmy Garoppolo with his 2nd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Out comes Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense. And that first half was nothing short of a disaster. 0 points on the scoreboard and a big 3 in the INT column.
So they've got to get him going, obviously, right? So you've got to get him in rhythm. And we always think of short passes. I think of jet sweeps where they just kind of toss the ball forward. You know, that counts as a forward pass. And then you can say to him, look at that. You completed 3, 4, 5 in a row. Now you've got to get your confidence going.
They run it again with Williams. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. It's Kelsey on the ground. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get into that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
James now to return. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 45. Brushing off defenders. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The Niners have the 1st down on a gain of 11.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Here we go.
Check 53.
Now it's the fullback. This is Kyle Juszczyk. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
I heard all the stories. I watched some of the tape of the old school guys, the throwback guys who were the punishing runners and knocked people aside to pick up yardage.
Here we go.
I'm so glad I was sitting here today and got to see it with my own eyes.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. Sheds off the tackle. And they'll get this one to about the... line.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert, breaks free again. And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Taking it in from the 20 as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Well, without a doubt, all credit's got to go to the runner. Found his way into the end zone, but the defensive guys just not wrapping up well when they try to tackle him.
And that's the thing. You've got to wrap up. A lot of times these days you see guys, they just want to go as hard as they can and throw their body at somebody. That's not old school football, though.
No, old school football is fundamentals. Wrapping up, locking your hands, and trying to get him on the ground.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, That is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Back now in Mexico City. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. From the 29, Mahomes. Caught, Kelsey, left side. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the San Fran 20. It's a gain of 34. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
On first down, Mahomes. And he checks this one down to Williams. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
54, right there, right there.
Looking to throw again on second down. Mahomes. It's complete to Robinson. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no zero. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. The extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And a few kneel-downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Taking a shot for Samuel. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for the Niners. 46 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Well, Garoppolo's going to throw it. Dancing to his left. He'll try and run it. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. So the victory here for San Francisco, and it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say good night, everybody.